Welcome, my name is Colleen Tauke and I'm the sewing specialist here at Fons & Porter. In this Quilting Quickly tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the block in the quilt called Token. If you'd like to purchase this pattern, please visit our website. We're going to be working with 5-inch squares of fabrics today in an array of blue prints with a little bit of taupe added in. We're going to be using a stripe that creates the columns kind of through this quilt we join our blocks with, a light background fabric, and then finish it with a great navy print. So let's get started making our blocks. We're going to be cutting 5-inch squares out of the light cream color fabric that will match up with each of our 5-inch squares. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to make triangle squares. And so if you've used the 1/4 inch seam marker before, this will be a bit of a review. And if it's new, here's how we use it. The tool is 1/2 inch wide. It's marked down through the center with a line so that we can match that up with the opposite corners of our block, laying it on top, and we can draw on each side. And you can use a fabric marking pen or a mechanical pencil. But we're going to mark on the back side of our blocks a stitching line so that we can make triangle squares. Drop in a line just enough so that I can see where I need to sew. Then we're going to put right sides together and we're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch on both of those diagonal lines. And that way we can create 2 blocks at once. 2 blocks that we call triangle squares because it's a square made of 2 triangles. Everything you ever needed to know, you learned in geometry to become a quilter. So we stitch down one side and then we'll turn and go down the other. And if you've never used a spider before, so it's a little swatch of fabric that we'll let the machine stitch on and then onto our block so that we don't have nesting threads and we have an easy transition as we come onto our fabrics. And down across the other side. A great beginning project because you don't have to worry about your 1/4 inch seam. You're sewing right on the line. So it's a kind of an easy, quick project that you can work on maybe on a weekend. So there I've stitched down both sides. And now we're going to heat set that seam. Take the iron, just get the fibers warmed up, set that seam a little. Then we're going to take a ruler and we're going to cut down between our stitching lines. Now you can use a scissors or a rotary cutter. Now if I were making this, I would be doing all of this process down through the required number of squares and then take them all to the ironing board at once, set the seams, and then come and cut down through each of the different pairs and do all that process at one time. Now we're going to take that also then to the iron and we're going to open up and we're going to press toward the darker fabrics. So warm it just a tad and then come in with the nose of the iron and make sure we open it all the way up to the seam allowance. Nice and neat. And go down through and do that with all of your triangle squares. This is the only unit that you need to create. See, and there's your identical cousin across the block here. Now, all you have to do is line up columns of those triangle squares in the right position. So as we begin, we have one in this position and then one here side by side. Creates kind of a rectangle that's a little off, a parallelogram, I guess is what we would call it. And then pair up another set. And because you would do this process of making all your triangle squares at once, you can scramble up your colors even more and create the second one. And you would pair these, put these together in 2s, and then join together the required number to go down through the quilt. Join with that wonderful stripe that goes down to create the columns and a border, and you've created Token. If you'd like to see more of our video tutorials, please visit our website. Isn't that fun?